Our next challenge happened because we actually had sold a lot of these things and people actually were using them. We had to learn about other words that we didn't really know about, like reverse logistics. The applause is sort of faux applause. We had thought we had done a very smart thing. We had designed our Roomba to a European durability standard, which meant 150 hours of lifetime. And we felt pretty good about that. But the problem was, upright vacuum cleaners used about 1 hour a week. Roombas used about 1 hour a day. And this was leading to some significant challenges where instead of lasting 3 years like it was supposed to, Roomba was lasting 6 to 9 months. And this was a huge challenge for us. And we had to invest, and I think we did a very wise thing about being wildly liberal with our return policy. We spent a whole lot of money on customer service. Just, you got a problem, we'll send you a new one. And managed to, through good customer support, manage our way through this next crisis of Roomba. And we had people who were fanatic Roomba users, but on their 4th Roomba in some cases, because they just beat the crap out of these things and used it so much. But we did manage to buy ourselves enough time to create a next generation Roomba, this family that you see here, which has radically higher reliability, radically higher product durability. And that allowed us to get into 2004. And just for fun, if you can't tell right now, I'm sort of tracking the history of Roomba through some of its commercials. This was the result of our learnings as I've described in 2004.
A small disc-like object was given to me as a gift. I pressed a button, and it cleaned my living room. I was grateful.
It's a robot. It cleans the house.
It went under the bed.
It came back out.
It's like it sees the dirt.
We'd found from interviewing people that
The dirt
even the passionate Roomba users were often a little self-conscious about being passionate
people
about
are
the
experiencing
Roomba.
the
We're
next
making fun
generation
of
of clean with Roomba and the new Roomba Discovery from iRobot.
When it's done, it goes back to its charging base and charges itself.
With more powerful features, Roomba Discovery gets more of the dirt.
So this was in 2004. 2004 was a very good year. A lot of growth. Oops, sorry. But it was also a year of great weirdness. And this next little anecdote I'm going to share with you requires you to imagine. Imagine you're sitting back at your home on a Saturday night in your couch watching the television. And you have no expectation about what is about to transpire. You're having a beer or what have you. And you glance up and this person is on the television.
When I feel fresh, I feel confident. When I feel clean, that's when I'm at my best.
All across the country, thousands of women are discovering the next generation of freshness with Roomba, new from the makers of Roomba. The first fully automated, completely robotic feminine hygiene product. Roomba. It's a robot and it cleans my business, my lady business. And I like that. Roomba's built-in sensors can tell when you're not at your freshest, and that's when Roomba goes to work. Its gentle and powerful onboard cleaning agents assure results every time. Roomba, the little pink robot that cleans your noonie.
So that was very weird. We had no knowledge of that we were going to be spoofed, and that was cool because if you notice, you're just supposed to know what Roomba was. Here's national television. It's like from the makers of Roomba. Cool. So we were starting to maybe drink a little bit of our own Kool-Aid, encouraged by events like that. And when we look at Jeffrey Moore's technology adoption life cycle chart, and wondered where we were on that chart and how should our next television commercial be focused. I think that we said, look, if we're parodied on Saturday Night Live, we're beyond this. We're over here in the promised land, the early majority. And that really the people that the message we need to convey is not so much about what it does, but giving people comfort that it actually does a good job. And so we brought in all sorts of our users, actual users, interviewed them, videotaped them, and then spliced a television commercial thinking, what's better than having real people telling their real story about Roomba? That seems to be extremely compelling. That led to this.
I'm a neat freak.
I want you to be able to eat off my floors.
I gotta get a life.
I love Roomba. From wood floor to ceramic tile to carpets, it works. It gets under the sofa. The Roomba gives me so much more free
It
time.
is a full-featured robot.
And it goes in a circular pattern, and then it takes off into a direction. It's got a little wisp that whips around and cuts the edge. The Roomba finds more dirt than humanly possible. I love robots.
I love robots.
I love robots.
I love robots. Yes, I do. Available at these fine retailers.
So that was last year, and I think that our challenge is, well, we thought we were there. In fact, we were there. And we had done ourselves a bit of a disservice because not everyone knows what a Roomba is. Very few people believe that Roomba works. And if you saw that commercial, rather than believing those were actually Roomba users, you'd think they were hired actors and actresses reading a script. And so as long as no one was going to believe it anyways, we could have had a more powerful message. And so I think it was not our best television commercial. But as you look if you may in fact see some of our work on television in this last fourth quarter and so forth, you'll see us try to, yet again, take a swag at how best to communicate the efficacy of this product. Because key takeaways from my little story here. First, purpose. Things get bad often as an entrepreneur. We think that VCs have it easy, much less think about slitting our throats should we become one. So having a mission, I think, is a very important element of starting a company, because when things get bad, critical to remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. Runway equals life. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. As I said, you will be doing something at least slightly different than you originally imagined if you were an entrepreneur. Not knowing that conventional wisdom says you are doomed can be a good thing. This is perhaps the crack all entrepreneurs need when they start. Not knowing the 30 reasons why they're about to fail, and if you ever are an entrepreneur, be glad and celebrate your ignorance. And if you're mentoring an entrepreneur, please be gentle and not squash all of that enthusiasm, because the entrepreneur almost certainly will need it. The asymmetric strategic partnership, here's something that I think was fundamental to our survival and I pass on as a fabulous structure. Engineers should not be allowed to market things if the audience is larger than themselves. Sort of pointing back at our first television commercial. And the corollary to that, engineers should not be allowed to name things ever. Number 7, PR rocks. As I said, this is a fantastic way for technology companies to get exposure. And it's incredible leverage on the money. 8, reverse logistics. It probably should be number 1, but it's one of those things you don't know you need until later in life if you haven't done it before. Knowing which side of the chasm you're on, not getting ahead of yourself. And of course, number 10, weird things happen, and it's wonderful when they do.